You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Kop TV. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that because Liverpool top of the league. Make sure you smash that like button, comment with your thoughts on Liverpool going to the top of the league, but doing it with an efficient 2-0 win away at Burnley. They just won their last game away at Fulham, remember? So this was going to be a tough one. Come through it unscathed pretty much. We'll get into it. And then subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Massive time to subscribe to the Kop TV as we approach the second game in the trilogy of the Arsenal game. So make sure you're involved for that. What a game. I was frustrated, I was happy, I was disappointed in equal measures tonight. I think we made very hard work of it considering how many chances we had. And I'm talking, well, you saw the stat, right? James Trafford, their goalie, 7 saves in the first half. 7 saves in the first half. It was a new record for us of how many shots we've had saved in the first half this season. How do you want to look at that? I mean, brilliant, we're creating chances, but for us not to put away 7 of those, and you have to give some credit to James Trafford, an unbelievable save from Mo Salah. Salah's rattled one off the bar. Nunes probably should have scored a couple more, but a really good performance from him, easily their best player, which is always seemingly the case against Liverpool. And it was frustrating to just watch these chances go by. The commentator said Jurgen Klopp winces every time he kind of sees an opportunity like that kind of be squandered, because you never know when it's going to come back and bite you later on in the game if you haven't finished your dinner at this point. No, I'm not talking about the turkey on the table, the beef and lamb that I had yesterday with a bit of stuffing and some lovely Yorkshires and pigs in blankets. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Christmas was yesterday. I'm talking about finishing your dinner on a daily basis, making it 4-0 in 20 minutes, suffocating the other team, having absolutely no doubt that you're after 20 minutes going to win the game easily. And we didn't do that today, and I thought, I hope that doesn't come back and bite us. Obviously, Burnley, if they were a better team, with all due respect to them, they would have equalised the amount of silly chances we gave to them. I actually praised Endo right before he gave the ball away, which obviously allowed them to have a strike. As I said, if they had better players, they would have scored 1 or 2 today. So we are lucky in a sense, even though we've dominated the game. We are lucky in a sense, but we've got to be humiliating teams. I want to get back to 5-6-0s. I know I was predicting it for the United game, but against a team like Burnley, 1 win and 8 losses at home, you should be walking away from there with a comfortable victory. In the end, it was on paper. It's a 2-0 clean sheet, 3 points top of the table. But I don't want to look past, yes, Liverpool top of the table temporarily anyway, without also looking at the shortcomings of this game. The fact that we should have just dead and buried them after 30 minutes. Getting aggressive here, slapping my hands. I feel like I'm still playing. Luckily, Jota came on and did the business. But let's go right back to the start of the game. As I said, smash that like button if you just joined us. It was a great start. It probably should have been around about 4-0 in the first half, but the first 5 minutes, a really clever move from Gakpo, who was putting on a bit of a defensive attacking clinic, really, if you like, on that kind of middle and left-hand channel. The way he was linking the play, holding it up, getting around, moving his shoulder, knocking it off, taking it on again. He made space for that pass to be played into behind the line for him, cuts it back, and La Pantera, Darwin Nunes, vamos que golazo. That is what you need to do. That is an instinctive killer's finish. You barely look up, you barely see where the goal is, bang! The zip on the surface takes it straight into that far corner. I said to my friend who I was watching the game with, to me, that's a Ronaldo Il Fenomeno finish, the kind of thing where he holds his run, waits, cuts back, and he just slams it in the far corner. That's what your Suarez's do. That is a prime Luis Suarez finish tonight. The way he's waited and didn't get into an already congested box, but he's waited, he's taken his time on the edge, he knows where the goal is, one swift move, no touches. That's the other thing. Too many touches, he loses his confidence. So the fact that that ball had to almost be hit on the first time across the keeper, it's a tough finish to make. It's a tough finish, but he gets the pace on it, he gets the whip, and it finds that far corner. And after 5 minutes, you're thinking this could be his night, where he finally gets a double, a a hat-trick, not a tribble. And again, obviously he came off, he scored one of the 2 goals, so you give him a big round of applause. But at the same time, again, I'm leaving saying Darwin should have had 2 or 3. Obviously Salah hit the bar, had a really tough one saved. On another night he could have had 2. And when we needed a goal, we bring on Diogo Jota, who gets that vital finish across the keeper on his left foot, gives it the shark celebration in his Trent Preds. And that's what he does. 5 goals in his last 7 games now for Liverpool. What a stat that is, by the way. Good to have him back. Clinical player. Do we have anyone as clinical as Diogo Jota in our forward line right now? Let me know in the comments. That's a big shout when you've got Salah, who I think is still. But Jota, the way he can finish in tight spaces is unbelievable. Let's rattle through a player ratings because I was happy with a lot tonight. Alisson, a couple of nervy passes. I'm not going to lie to you. A couple of bits and bobs where just at the right time for their crowd and their players, they were getting a big energy lift. We allowed them to lift the crowd with a few sloppy passes from Alisson. Trent, some of the passing tonight from him was an absolute joke. When is it not though? He gets, I mean, their winger was good, that kid on the left-hand side. Very tricky, got round Trent once actually. So I'll give him a 7. I was going to go a bit higher, but then I remembered that. But some of his creative play tonight was a joke. And whenever he gets the ball, whatever position on the pitch he is, he can kill you in one pass. There's a great ball for Salah right at the end. He gets a 7. Kwanzaa, again, I probably didn't have him down to start tonight, but again, absolutely no worries for the young boy. Every time he steps onto the pitch, he does what Virgil does and does not make a mistake, barely. The one against Palace is the only one I can think of for Kwanzaa so far. But again, in Pires, him and Virgil in Pires, 7.5 each, clean sheets, maybe even an 8. Let me know if that's harsh. And then Joe Gomez. Again, how many times can you credit him? Again, could have scored tonight. Was determined to score tonight for the first time ever for Liverpool. He gets an 8 as well. Couple of sloppy passes, but again, wasn't too dangerous to Liverpool in the end. They didn't turn out to be costly, so he gets a 7.5. In the midfield, Endo, apart from that one thing at the end where we allowed them to have a shot, I'm giving Endo an 8.25, if that makes sense. Not quite an 8.5. Super clean. Right foot, left foot. There's no pressure on him to receive it most of the time. He knocks it off. Rarely loses the ball. And if he does, he makes sure he gets back and shields and jockeys and does what he needs to do. Don't think he picked up a card tonight, which is a plus. So yeah, he gets an 8.25 in the middle with him. I'm going to actually group up Elliott and Gravenberch. I thought in patches they were both really giant, really, playing through the lines, breaking those kind of 4-4-2 blocks that Burnley had set up. I'm going to give them both a 7. Harvey, really unlucky to have his goal taken away. I was gutted for him. Again, obviously we had the Gakpo goal disallowed. I don't personally think that was anywhere near enough to warrant a foul. No way, referee's had an absolute shocker there. There's no contact. He lifts his leg up for sure, but there's no contact. The player knows it. When the ball goes in, the player goes like that, the Burnley player, so he knows there's no contact there enough. So he's got away with that one. And then the Harvey one, I think, on another day, yes, he's maybe in the way, but there was no way he was saving it either way. So Harvey and Gravenberch get a 7. Mo, again, on another night could have had a 2 or 3. He gets a 7. And obviously Nunez with that brilliant finish gets an 8. I think Jota has to get an 8 for coming off the bench. Diaz quiet again, but got the assist for Jota right at the end, so he gets a 7. Curtis came on and did well. Sorry, Curtis started, obviously got a 7.5. And again, we go top. It's not vintage Liverpool, but we go top. 2 goals tonight, a clean sheet. We'll take it, we put it in the bag, and we've got Newcastle, who have just lost 3-1 to Forest, by the way. They're in the mud. 2 losses in a row. They're fuming to Luton and Forest. But yeah, to cap it off, frustrating because we didn't bury these 6, 7, 8-0, if I'm honest. That's how many we should have scored. But we did the job. We got the clean sheet. We take it to the top of the table. Bring it on. Next up, as I say, Newcastle will have a preview with Matty Renton on the channel very shortly. But take care. A little late Christmas present for you. Boxing Day special. Liverpool, top of the tree. Vamos! Like, comment and subscribe. La Pantera. Vamos, chicos. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.